Hey everybody, it's Leon here with another ministry update. And in our last update and newsletter, I shared about kind of this whole concept of space making as the new evangelism in the 21st century and creating spaces to bring people together. And I mentioned in the last one, we might have some steps that we would be talking about coming up in our next newsletter. And we are making some deliberate steps in our local ministry to kind of expand the ways we create space for people to gather and connect with others in real life. Through these connections, we hope to bring the presence of Christ with us, sharing His love with others in ways that are more natural and less feel less like we're trying to proselytize them or just make converts. And one thing that we are planning and starting to work on is we are launching what we are calling a local nonprofit that we will call IRL Connections. Now, if you're not familiar with that term, IRL is a digital text message board acronym for in real life. In other words, it's talking about the things that occur in our physical real world as opposed to the digital life and the virtual world that so many people are kind of finding themselves stuck in these days. And as we see this epidemic of loneliness spreading across the country and the world, people are longing for places to unplug and meet with others in person. And kind of what we've adopted as a mission for IRL Connections is to combat isolation by creating opportunities to gather with others around board games, books, art, and other creative activities. We're leaving it a little bit open ended so there's other opportunities we can take advantage of down the road. So, this fall and winter, last year we had started doing the board game with neighbors nights with the community education here in Sauk Rapids once a month. And what we're planning to add to that is we're talking with a nonprofit that runs a music cafe in downtown St. Cloud about hosting 2 game nights a month in their cafe on some of their slower nights and off nights. And they're really excited about working with us. It's been some really great conversations so far that we'll have twice a month these game nights at this music cafe downtown, and it's right in that in a fun atmosphere in the downtown arts district, and it's actually only a short distance from St. Cloud State University, so there's an opportunity for students and young adults to come over from the campus to join us for these evenings. And the nonprofit that we would be working with that runs this cafe kind of shares a compatible vision about bringing people together to create community around creative activities. And so there's a lot of long-term potential to work together with this organization and also maybe get involved in some other community events that happen in the area. Pray for God's continued favor in our conversations as we start these game nights. Also, pray for if we do these, eventually we need to bring on more volunteers that would help us facilitate these evenings, and pray for wisdom and favor in getting the word out and where are the best places and how are the best ways to promote this, and also just the logistics of hosting these nights and some of the practical things that we will need to be considering. And in addition to that, just want to mention a couple other prayer requests. Um, this last Monday night, we had another council fire, and there was a man there that came about just a little younger than myself, who's kind of going through a season of struggle about faith, questioning his faith, and he had a lot of questions he wants to discuss, and we'll probably be getting together with him more in the near future. So pray for wisdom as we continue to connect with him and discuss just the different questions he's dealing with. I've been sending him some links to different resources that I would think would be helpful for him. And I just want to pray that we'd have some ongoing discussions with him. Also, I will be traveling quite a bit in the next, to 3 different retreats, to lead 3 different Communitas North America retreats in the next 6 weeks. So pray for safety in the travel. Also, just wisdom as I'm leading the discussions, and we're having other people help with leading devotionals, and pray for wisdom for them as they lead those times of devotion, and that we just have continued connection with the other members of Communitas North America in the different regions around the country, and continue to see God's giving us wisdom in growing and expanding for the future, and leading into how we continue to seek and start communities that love their neighborhoods like Jesus, with a new generation that is coming up and will be leading in the future. So thank you again always for your prayers and your support, and continue to just keep praying for us in the work that we're doing. Blessings. Good night.